Hello, welcome back to another You Ask, I Answer. If you watch a lot of my podcasts or listen to a lot of my podcasts on comic investment over the past few years, you heard the term efficient a lot. And one of the questions I got a few times here and there is, Nick, what do you mean by the comic book market is not efficient? Let me try and explain this one. It makes sense for those that don't understand. There's a lot of similarity between the stock market and the comic book market, but there's a huge difference. There's a couple, many big differences, but one of the biggest difference is the efficiency of the market. What do I mean by that? Think about this. The stock market, okay, have a lot of participants, tens of thousands on a daily basis. As soon as the market open, bang, tens of thousands of people participate. Also, it doesn't matter how new you are to the market. You can be a complete noobs. Okay, you can be someone that have never invest or trade a stock in your life, but you decide to open a stock trading account. And you go out there and you say, I like Apple. I want to buy some share of Apple. Well, guess what? The market says a share of Apple, hypothetically speaking, is $250 right now. It doesn't matter how new you are to the game. That's the price. There is no surprise to it. There is no one taking advantage of you. No one is trying to sell you that Apple share at this very moment for $400 or $1,000 because you knew they're trying to dupe you into paying more. There's no such thing. That's part of the word efficient, okay? Price is price. It is not, there is no other market where Apple is trading that is vastly different in prices, okay? That's what I meant by efficiency. Now, you take the same example and look at how the comic book market is. The comic book hobby may have tens and thousands of collectors, but a lot of people collect a lot of different things, very different, okay? The demand for any particular book is not all that strong or measurable across the hobby, okay? Tens and thousands of people may want Hope 181, but there are a lot of books, and I'm sure many people that watch this video can agree there are a lot of books out there that very few people care about, regardless of how rare that book is, okay? So, and because of that, because there are so few participants for many books, there are a lot of discrepancy in pricing, and that's where the word inefficient play a big part in the comic book hobby, okay? And on top of that, unlike the stock market, which I just gave an example earlier, there's a lot of ways that a person can get conned into overpaying for something because the information is not freely, openly out there. Unlike the stock market, okay? A share of Apple is what it is as far as the price, correct? Everybody can agree on that part. But when it comes down to a price of any given book, especially books that are not actively exchange hands, on top of you have big price differences between raw book and slab book, there's a lot of unknown in the market, and there's a lot of people that like to take advantage of the unknown in the market, take advantage of the noobs, the people that are unaware of the right price of a book and overpay. Okay, it is the the opportunities for people to be taken advantage of in the comic book market is high. Okay, there's a high chance of new people getting duped into overpaying for something. Okay, and I think this is where it is very difficult. The hobby is the hobby has tens of thousands, collect hundreds of thousands of people, perhaps. Maybe I overstate how many collectors there are in this hobby, but there are a lot of new people entering the hobby on a daily basis. We can always agree on that, right? And as someone that has been in this hobby for 30 plus years, is it 37, 38 years, long time, and has been on YouTube for literally 7 years now, I have seen a lot of new people that are not very familiar with a lot of things. I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions over the past 7 years from a lot of people that I can tell have very little understanding of the overall market because they knew it's no fault of their own. They're just new to the hobby. They don't really know how things work. They don't know how to grade. They don't know how to deal with CGC. They don't know where to buy. They don't know where to sell. There's a whole lot of things. Okay, that's why I had this series. You ask, I answer. But because of the lack of information out there, and that's just not it. Okay, it's not just that there is a lack of information out there. There's also some blame on the new collector. Some people just don't do the homework. Can we agree on that? Okay, it's being naive, gullible is something that expected from newer collector. Okay, but at some point you have to wise up. Yes, can we all agree on that? There's a lot of naivete. One of the big problem with the inefficiency of the market, news is not freely available, and some people are willfully ignoring facts. That's another key part. Unlike the stock market, like I said, you can be completely ignorant, naive about the stock market, and you go out there and you want to buy some shares of Apple, no one is going to screw you. But in the comic book hobby, if you don't know what you're doing, somebody will likely screw you on eBay or anywhere else. Okay, so that does not mean that everybody that profit from the comic book market are scammers. Okay, the opportunities to arbitrage, okay, fancy term, arbitrage. The opportunity to arbitrage is very high in any inefficient market. Okay, whether years ago before the age of the internet, there's a lot of opportunities to take advantage of the mispricing of the stock market. Yes, I can spend hours talking about that, but now with the advent of computer trading and how fast information travel, it's harder and harder and nearly impossible to arbitrage the stock market. But in the comic book market, there are plenty of opportunities to arbitrage the prices differences. Okay, that's what I'm doing with the art of the flip, path to a key. Misgrading, mispricing does occur constantly because the market is so inefficient. Hopefully everything I said so far makes sense. Yes, so yes, when it comes down to the market inefficiency, it's about it's two things: lack of information as well as the participant not doing the homework. Okay, I'm not putting the blame on scammers only. Scammers will always gonna be there to take advantage of naive people. But it's also up to the participants, the collectors, the flippers to do the homework, to understand what's the fair value of something, to not overpay, to not let the emotion take over on the decision to buy something. So hopefully what I said in the past 10 minutes makes sense. Yes, I hope. Okay, it's not an easy question to answer by any means, so hopefully I don't need to do a follow-up. Yeah, thank you for the question. Until the next one, bye-bye.